Ding dong. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Okay. So, tonight will be just a little bit different than usual. Howdy, everybody. Okay, let me make sure everything is good here. Okay. All right, awesome. I want to go ahead and record my audio too. Hey, Pale Blue. Hey, Sugar. Hey, J-Money. Hey, Nalek. Okay. So, I've decided I want to do a video, but it's a type of video that I've had on my mind for a long time. Wow. A ton of people suddenly flooded in all at once. Hey, welcome to your stream. Yeah. Okay. So, I was thinking. A lot of people over the years have asked me, how do you build stuff? You know, what do you do? Etc., etc. And I'm just kind of the opinion that... Oh, let me put in earbuds. I'm just kind of the opinion... There we are. That, you know, I should just stop. I'll just break down and make a video about this. Because, you know, I could. And then I'll use, you know, 2B2T stuff as like an example, right? So I was going to use all 10 of these principles that I've had written down for a good while to make a brand new room not connected to anything. Totally, you know, unrelated in every way and unique. Hey, Coperator, how are we? Yes, we're going to do a how-to vid, more or less. It'll walk you through the build and the design process, you know, all of that. Hey, Arthur, I'm glad you're here. What is this new chat UI? Can you guys see the, what's it? The number 1, number 2, and so on stuff, like best chatter or whatever the hell? That's a new YouTube thing. I don't know. Like, that literally just started out of the blue. I didn't enable anything. I didn't touch anything. It just suddenly, bam, there it was. Hey, Jamal, what's good? How to basic? Well, kind of, except without the bullshit. I'm going to give you a very, you know, straightforward, but hopefully detailed understanding of how to build, basically. So, let me figure out what spot is good. What spot has not got any development of any kind on it? A place that would be, shall we say, a little more inviting. Perfect. That room right there. That'll be our room. Wow. Okay, I can set up all my junk here to build with. This will be the setup point. There we are. Okay. So, number 1. It's a fans ranking leaderboard type thing. Yes, yeah. It isn't even that, though. It also just tracks people who have chatted as well. So, like, you'll see number 1 and number 2 change hands, depending on who chats more. It's not a donation thing. I don't think Coperator's ever donated a cent to me. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure nobody's, like, NessXD, or NessXDie, or however you say your name, Ness. I don't think Ness has ever donated. Pale Blue Zebra was a member for a while, but Pale Blue doesn't have a ranking. Like, it isn't about money. At least, not right away. I'm sure it can become about money, but that in and of itself, it is just who has chatted the most. I'm fairly certain. I could be wrong about this, but I'm not really in any... I'm not in a position to see why it ranks people the way that it does. It just ranks you. That's it. I am not privy to details. Let me grab up all my building blocks. Okay. All right. So... look, if you touch the crown, it says almost there. Keep showing support to get that spot by a top spot by a super chat. Really? Well, 75 XP goes to Pale Blue Zebra, so, like, I don't know, man. I assume it's encouraging you, but yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna yap a lot, Muscavo. Okay, you do that. You do that. I don't really mind, I guess. Oh well, whatever. Okay, next video. What are my PC specs? No, it is encouraging spam, and I don't mind that necessarily. I kind of like having people interact in chat, you know. Spam like an autist or donate, yeah. And I'm fine with both. I don't really care what y'all decide. Just make sure you're trying to make it a semi-coherent thing that I am doing so that I can stay on track with you, basically. As long as you do that, we have no problems. Okay. So it has come to my attention that a lot of people are uncertain of how to build and what to do and how to make things and all of this. And as you can plainly tell, there is a large structure that I am currently making and living in and, you know, detailing the innards of and so on. So I've decided to set aside a sort of building tutorial that will give me a much more concrete set of, not necessarily instructions, but good bullet points to follow. You know, you really want to keep these principles in mind. That sort of thing. And that's also incidentally why there is no music for this video. Though there will be music for the video, there will not be music for the stream. So just bear with me while I do that. So first thing you want to try is set a palette of blocks. Try not to deviate too greatly from this palette of blocks. Now, as you can see, I've got a little bit of stuff here, some knickknacks, some bric-a-brac, you know, oops, other bits of stuff that will get me there. So I have my palette of lapis and skulk, recessed lighting. In this case, it's sea lanterns, but I can just as easily use other things. Beacons, soul lanterns, you know, torches, crying obsidian in places, things like that. That's just the sort of overall idea, you know. But how do I turn that into something more impressive? So, first things first, geometry. Nobody likes just looking at a flat slab or an undefined, you know, blob of whatever material it is you're using. Oh, Dilla, Delight, I don't know how you wanted to say your name. Again, you need to respell your name if you're trying to go for the word delight. Yes. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Hand delivered, I say? Okay. Step 1, turn on your PC. Step 2, ban Arthur and all other Mexicans from chat. Step 3, question marks. Step 4, profit. Oh. Uh-oh, am I getting latency? Yes, I'm getting some latency. Okay, so because I'm making a room here, I want to sort of outline the entire skeleton, if you will, of the place. I'm going to light it up so that no mobs spawn. I do not have any idea what it will look like. You know, I am not designing with a clear sort of idea in mind. I'm free forming all of this. It's just coming right out of my head. Oh my god, another donation. Thank you so much, Arthur. I'm joking about banning Mexicans from chat. Mexicans, what happened to Argentinian? I don't know. I feel like that was something of a meme a little while ago. Mostly just because Pancho is like crazy or whatever. So he schizo posts and babbles a little bit much. But like overall, he's a good guy. He needs to get a little more confidence, but you know, have a little more confidence in your diet. Past 75, I think, has become money. Oh, okay. So the only way to raise your XP is to get higher and higher monetary donations. Interesting. Whatever. I guess numbers 1 and 2 can be passed off. Don't feel like you have to, you know, donate or anything. I'm not going to force anyone for that. The competition, the notion of a competition is fine, so long as it doesn't get out of hand, you know. Step 10, build the earth. Yeah, I know, right? Step 1, how to draw an owl. Draw an oval. Step 2, draw the body. And then step 3, just draw the rest of the fucking owl. Like, what are you doing? Just draw the rest of the fucking owl, guys. Come on. Okay. So, this room in particular is going to be a little bit off the beaten path. You'll still be able to get to it, I'm sure. But the best thing to keep in mind is the room is for what purpose? What value does it bring to your structure? And I've decided that a lot of these rooms should be either hub rooms, or they should have some sort of artwork in them, or some kind of distraction to kind of make you want to pause in that room and consider, you know, what the room itself has going for it. Oh, I didn't go far back enough. Well, I'm going to be knocking a lot of blocks onto the ground, so it's whatever. J-Money, take my map arts. Speaking of map art, I have a bunch at this point, and I probably should start piecing together where I want to put them. Getting off track? No. I've only done point number 1. It's fine. It's fine. It's cool, man. It's cool. This is when you're just sort of laying out the bare bones of your structure. This is, in my opinion, the most... How do I put this? This is the point where a lot of your creativity can flow out, in my opinion. You give yourself the tools to succeed or fail from the beginning simply by choosing the correct shapes and styles you decide to follow. So already right off the bat, I'm going for a somewhat hub-esque kind of place. I'm probably going to put map art in this room when I get around to it, but I'm not entirely certain I want to make this a map art room. This may just have other decoration in it. We'll see. In Black Shard, which is one of the games that I'm currently taking a lot of inspiration from, you end up seeing every now and then, in addition to the weird sort of liminal / Giger-esque spaces that you run across, you'll also occasionally just see art, like just random bits of art just strewn across here, there, and everywhere. Actual paintings, from what I understand. So I kind of wanted to capture that vibe. Like, you'll come inside this room and there will just be a painting or two on these walls. And again, I want to beg you to stay and linger in this space for some amount of time. And I find especially map art on 2B really gets that job done, like, surprisingly well. I don't plan 2B anymore, so I won't be able to get... Oh, that's fine. Don't worry, J-Money. Playing on 2B is like running in the Special Olympics. Even if you win, you're still mentally disabled. Or would that be watching a Jack stream is like running in the Special Olympics? I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. Who's massaging me? Please don't message me while I'm streaming. El Cayman. Okay, I'm going to move this down a block. Just to sort of give the room some room, no pun intended, to breathe. Ban El Cayman. He's not even here. I can't ban somebody from chat if they're not in the chat. I don't got any choice in that matter. You can go with old style and draw a lot of swastikas. Why? No. Why would you do that? That's not a good build. I'm trying to make you actually get good at this. I'm not trying to like make you, you know, make your friends question your life's choices here. People will stop to see that. Oh yeah. Really, you know, really funny. Yeah, that would work technically. But you know, pretty map art will also just make people stop in awe. Stop and gawk at the pictures in question or some shit. You know how it is. W throwback. What am I drinking? I have a gigantic bottle of iced coffee. And I tell you, oh, some good shit. I put some pumpkin spice syrup in it. And it's just delightfully bitter enough that it sort of like is complemented. The flavor of the coffee is complemented by the pumpkin spice syrup. It's something else. I like it. Those Torani syrups are really a great find. There's this company named Torani that makes these wonderful flavor syrups for your coffee and for snow cones and, you know, whatever else you may want flavor syrup for. And God, they are amazing. They have such a large variety too. But anyway, why H2O2 doesn't like me? I don't know. I don't even know who that is. So I'm not able to answer that because I don't know. All I know is at one point, and I don't even remember when I said this, but apparently at one point I insulted the Imperium people. And I don't even know why they would care. You know? Because, like, who am I to them? You know? I'm not anyone they would understand or care about. Like, if you're not a fan of what I've made, then fine. But, I don't know, I just don't feel like that's an adequate reason to hold a grudge or whatever. They seem to hold a grudge. I could be wrong about them holding a grudge, because I genuinely don't understand what the circumstances are. So, you know, fine, whatever. They can say or do whatever they wish. They can hold their opinions. That's how 2B2T is. But hey, you know, that also means that I don't have to give a shit. Good geometry is what I've been trying on. Yes, good. Because in beta, there were so few block types, yeah, you really had to know how to capture geometry well. Because otherwise, you would, you just had a blob of crap there. Even with, like, wood and stone, you still had to really know what you were doing in that front. Imp or total betas? Oh. Okay. I'll take your word for it, I guess. They're not Imperium, right? IMP? Like, with the Dark Emperor, that guy? They're not that faction, are they? Because, like, I hate to say this, if you're going to name your faction something, don't name it another faction's name, but with slight spelling differences. Like, that's so silly. You're just begging to be mistaken. Or, you know, forgotten. Oh well. 2 beta, 2 T players. Sure, whatever. Give me some more Blackstone. Sorry, we're still on part 1 of... well, I guess part 1 was palette. So we're on part 2, geometry. So I haven't gotten that part finished. When I do, I'll start speaking about part 3. Remember, this is a 10-part kind of thing. So we got a lot of material to cover. And a lot of detail I can hopefully expound upon in an interesting way. You know? Imp, that's how the Discord is named. Okay, Imp like an EMP, like an electromagnetic pulse. Imp, I don't know about. Imp or is Emperor's faction. Oh, okay. Post H2 blowing us the last base. Oh, blowing up the last base. Yeah, I see now. Okay. Example of bad geometry people usually build. Large square things that don't have any real definition to them. Like, for example, this corner right here. I'm not going to say this is bad geometry, but it is lackluster geometry, right? Okay, so you see how this corner curves, bends, so it's all 90-degree angles here, right? That's fine. In and of itself, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with 90-degree angles. But notice how when I was building this corner here, I decided I don't want it to be that way. I want it to be, you know, a solid... I want it to be a little divot in the corner, because then I can put stuff in this corner, like, for example, some stairs. This varies up the geometry, and I go on later to say that geometry is your most useful asset. Use it. Stairs, slabs, and walls are your best tools to accomplish this. So you want to give people the illusion of depth by using differing sort of angles and differing kinds of... I almost call them like jaggies or jaggedness, like when you look at a low poly 3D model. You know how you will, especially for the really low poly models like you'd see in a PlayStation game or an N64 game, you'll see there is a very sharp contrast between the background and the model that background happens to be juxtaposed against. There we go. That is, obviously in those days, you know, hardware restrictions were what they were, so when it came to like jagged stuff, or jaggies as we used to call them, there's not a whole lot you can do about that, you know? You're gonna have that no matter what. But because Minecraft is so low fidelity in terms of like the visual style, you see how these, you know, everything is still very blocky in Minecraft. And obviously that's what gives Minecraft its charm. But that doesn't mean we have to like keep it that way. You know, we can flub it a little bit. We don't have to necessarily pretend that the blocky style is mandatory. We can play around with it a little bit. We can fool the eye and pretend there are curves and there are differing types of geometry we can employ. It isn't always a, hey, here's a wall. Hey, here's an intersection to that wall. Hey, here's this part and this place connects to over here and over there. That's fine. It isn't necessarily bad geometry, but it's lackluster geometry. And that's really what I'm trying to get at. There is no bad geometry per se. It's really more just boring geometry. Because really, at the end of the day, anything you do will have to be, in Minecraft, geometric. There's no avoiding it. Like I said, that's the charm of the game. But that doesn't mean you have to not try to change that. You know, try to give yourself some sort of, I don't know, give yourself a challenge. You know, play around with it. Pretend that you can do the impossible and see the invisible and row and fight the power. Pretend that you're capable of that. So you see, I didn't want this wall to just be like that. So I'm kind of screwing around and playing around with what I have to work with, basically. Details what brings the build to be more cool, exactly. Okay, and then I've got to sort of cap off this top part. Actually, right there will be perfect. Because see, now I can both keep... the ceiling raised one block higher, and then I can also keep these top portion kind of makes sense, I guess. Oh, and then also I like to hide... Oh, I don't have my... Okay, I don't have any with me. I'll just have to make some. I like to occasionally hide small bits of chiseled blackstone here and there. Just sort of mushed in this corner. Not really super visible, but, you know, it's there. In fact, let's get all these corners. Your block palette is only one color for now. But then I've also used mostly polished blackstone everywhere for this. That is kind of the nature of the build. You can choose a very, very narrow block palette. Don't feel like you have to choose an extremely diverse block palette. It's okay to have 1 or 2 colors, and that's it. If you've ever seen 8-bit or 16-bit or worse, 4-bit color like pixel art, you'll understand that, yeah, limited colors, it isn't the end of the world, you know? You can make a lot with a little. If you know how to do it, you can make a lot with a little. So don't be too afraid to limit yourself. I chose raw blackstone on the outside and polished on the inside to both differentiate the outside and the inside, but also to just simply be that sort of lower diversity type of build, I guess is the way to put it. Like, I'm using blackstone and lapis. Oh, and skulk on the inside. So I'm really using like 3 major block types. I think it works. I think it works. You can post a comment down in the comment section down below and tell me what you believe to be a better palette, or what you believe to be a more ideal type of palette, if that's the sort of thing you dabble in. By the way, you place blocks using right-click, not throwing them on the floor. Aww. Poncho. That's how I build. I throw stuff on the floor all the time. See all these poor blocks down here that I'm going to have to quickly run and get before it breaks or despawns? Although those are eggs. Oh well. Okay. Now this next part has to do with location. Specifically the area in which you live. The general lay of the land, as it were. And location is very important, don't get me wrong. However, depending on the type of build you're making, location may not necessarily matter. For Archon Retia, the name of this build, Archon Retia could really sit anywhere. It is a giant imposing citadel that dominates the landscape in every way it can. So my build is a little more independent of the terrain, but obviously if you were making, say, a medieval castle town or some kind of ice fortress, you know, you wouldn't build that in a savanna or a desert. Oh, it despawned. Shit. Took my sweet time getting down here. Oh well. Yeah, if you were building something like those, you wouldn't go into a desert or a savanna and build them there. At least, probably you wouldn't. I mean, maybe you can make a good savanna castle town, I don't know. But predominantly, that's not the type of place you would see those things. And you know, that's okay. Maybe you've found that to be a challenge, and you are trying to make a thing in a not necessarily appropriate location. But hey, you're trying because it's cool. It's cool to challenge yourself. Either way, your best choice that you can make while building is the choice of where to build the thing you're making. That is the strongest choice you will end up having to make. Way more important than the palette, way more important than, especially on 2B2T, way more important than the cost of the materials or whatever else it is you may end up having to factor in. You know, having the location be appropriate is very difficult because, like I said, you wouldn't make, you know, an ice castle in the middle of a fucking forest or in a desert or where have you. You really do have to kind of consider what you're doing and where and why. So, To that end, because my build isn't really considering the location all that hard, I'm not really worried about it. But, you know, I did want this build to sit on land, or mostly over a giant area of land, so I made sure to pick, you know, somewhere that the waterfront property wasn't super dominant. Though we did get a nice little lake out of it, and I was told to build piers coming off the entrances, and I may still do that. I haven't decided yet. And then obviously there are other areas. It just depends on what you're trying to do and why. So never forget that. Made my castle on 2B with stone brick, andesite, polished. Yeah. It came out a bit too gray. Okay. Well, you know, you live and learn. It isn't so bad. But maybe it isn't exactly the way you wanted or the way you pictured. Who knows? Oh, crap. Hey, Red Dalek, welcome. Biggest pet peeve of mine is when items drop on the floor and you gotta go out of your way to get them. Yes. I hate that so much. I wish we had a magnet. That is like an incredibly valuable idea that I think it could, honestly, the Minecraft could do with. TNT and gold pressure plates can add sparks to any build. I might just lambast that. I don't know. You're giving me some ideas there, Pale Blue. Nether brick texturing, but still. Oh. Okay. So, number 4. No block is off limits. Don't let the cost get in the way of building your dreams. For example, with this Blackstone Citadel, I've often been asked, you know, where are you getting all your stuff from? Now, obviously, in this case, I didn't get it. All the guys in the devs who, you know, made all the farms and stuff for the Blackstone, the gold, the bartering, all of that, the bots, everything that went into running all of that was not my idea. But even before I had met these people, I was still more or less, you know, figuring out how to make things happen. Again, don't let your memes be dreams, or in this case, your builds. It is important to consider the costs, but at the same time, you know, a handful of blocks, maybe it's not that important. Uh-oh. I knew it. Giving yourself an adequate budget to work in makes sense, but also you should try to shoot for the stars, you know? Yes, you're probably not going to be able to get everything you want. Like, that's why I didn't build anything out of solid netherite. It is a very prohibitively expensive material. But if I really, really wanted to, I probably could just get a bunch of netherite eventually. It would take a while, though. But I could do it. Most likely. I feel like I could. Okay, so that seems to be 2? Yeah, 2 blocks shorter than here. Let's make this go down a block. Damn it. Hate how baritone is, or not baritone, how the server knows I'm trying to place blocks in ways I shouldn't. Oh well. I've been using calcite and diorite wherever I accent. Oh, good. That sounds neat. Calcite is low-key a really clean block. I really wish that Mojang made a way for us to get a lot of it. Would you consider how much time it takes to build something as is important? Yes, of course. Especially in 2B2T time, where you are just at the mercy of the base hunters who will inevitably find you. I get that. You would probably want to weigh the effort that it would take to make something versus the time versus how long you'll have to actually enjoy it. Because, yeah, there are going to be a lot of nasty people who eventually show up at your doorstep, and they're probably going to just screw you out of your build. I know I've had that happen to me. It's unavoidable, really. That is part and parcel of playing on this server. But that said, no reason you can't try anyway. And then obviously in my case, you know, we had a really, really strong printer module that a bunch of people made, and oh man, was it something else. And it really made like the building of this base infinitely easier. So in those kinds of circumstances, yeah, like you should totally aim for the stars, but maybe try and do what's reasonable. But also, don't be afraid to cheat. Like, there are no awards for playing by the rules. Have you noticed that? Anytime you are a good little boy or a good little girl, people may laud you and praise you for it, but there aren't any awards for it. Playing by the rules is fine, but it doesn't always get you very far. And you know, maybe if you want to build something cool, well, you have to get far. So yeah, don't be afraid to cheat sometimes, especially when it comes to like building and such. I'm not advocating you steal other people's base ideas or schematics off of Planet Minecraft or what have you. Just, well, use whatever methods and tools are available, and that may include, and this may be on other servers where such things are not necessarily looked upon happily. But like, yeah, I see no problem with baritone, no problem with Lightmatica. Like, use your tools to your advantage. That's what they're there for. Tools are meant to be used. Use hacks, exactly. I feel like the stigma that hacks have had in the years past is fairly close to like being broken entirely. That's probably good. Make it in creative, then build it on the server with baritone. Yeah, that's kind of the meta now. I won't lie, that is an effective way. Okay, so then we have these little nooks over here. Bada bing. Okay, so I'm going to put the map arts in these corners when I get around to that. You'll be able to see them from this angle a lot more readily than if you walk down this hallway and you come down here. You won't see them as readily because they'll be by your side, but I might put something on these walls to kind of catch your attention. But I don't want to use these walls for map art. I want these walls to be lighting. Just like that, okay. Ooh, yeah, that looks good. And again, I gotta spill blocks onto the ground, but I can't help that. Deadpool's base is all vanilla. Yeah, well, that's Deadpool's base. That's just his methods. His choice, his approach to the matter. Step 1, block palette. Step 2, geometry. Step 3, location. Step 4 is do not let material costs set you back. Don't let the material types you're using be a thing that prevents you from achieving your dreams. So yeah, if you want to build a base entirely out of netherite, do it. And that includes using baritone to get the netherite. Don't be afraid to cheat. Like, that's actually okay. I know there are people who have made, especially the hardcore, enthusiasts who are all like, I made a full beacon of netherite in hardcore. Yeah, okay, that's nice, but like, again, they did their stuff as legitimately, I assume, as is possible. But there really are no awards for playing by the rules. But doing something cool is enough. If it saves you time, I say go for it. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I continued in single player in my world download. I continued this section out. I want to incorporate that before I go too far in. So I'm going to have to swap on over to my prep stuff and see how I shaped all that up. Oh man, I forgot how much I added on to this. Save replay file, sure. So yeah, this is what this room will look like when I'm done. Notice how I put stuff in the walls here to kind of give you a look at what this is supposed to be. This is the kind of detailing I'm referring to when I say geometry is your best friend, your greatest asset. Make use of it. It's like even the ceiling, you know, I've got the little walls going crisscross across the tops here with some hidden nooks and crannies. Maybe I can even put some recessed lighting up in here and you wouldn't even know it. This area, like, I'm especially happy with how this little nook turned out. I love how it's just a tiny crack in the ceiling, but like it gives you a feeling of, I don't know, like these are bony. Also, this is this room. This is how I decided to finish off this room. I did it in creative, so it's not like on to be yet. But this is what it's going to look like. I like how moody it all is. I'll probably go back and throw some splashes of lapis on it. We'll see. I do kind of want to occasionally break up the monotony of the polished black stone now and then. But this is like a good way to do it. It's a good start. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't have an easy way, and I'm not going to make a schematic of this on stream for very painfully obvious reasons, or at least reasons that should be obvious. Hey, Jack, if I want to play on vanilla, what tools can I use? Your brain, I guess. Realistically, you don't have any other options for external tools. If you're one of those, well, I want to play vanilla types, okay. Nobody is forcing you, but at the same time, you really should try to, like, make use of all the tools that you can. That's just my opinion, though. Okay, so it comes out to one block beyond the staircase. So where the staircase turns and goes up, it pops out to one block beyond that, and so that's where this wall is. Okay. I'll have to remember that. Ow. Ooh, that hurt. Okay, and so that's flush with this wall. MS Paint, drawing a sketch, paper, building a creative, taking pictures. Yeah. That's all really solid stuff, actually, yeah. Your options are not too terribly limited, but you are kind of still limited if you're just pure vanilla all the way. And I guess I understand how or why someone would be pure vanilla all the way. I don't really have anything against that. I'm just of the opinion that you really should be using something else to help push you over the edge. To help diversify your building prowess and push you over the edge. A lot of the audience plays on Bedrock. Ooh, that's a very good point. Thank you for that reminder, Poncho. Yeah, if you play on Bedrock, I feel very, very bad for you. Realistically, you have your brain and pen and paper. I don't know if there are any Bedrock, add-ons or the like, or whatever the hell it is Mojang will try to force you into paying for. Yeah, I don't know. my expertise is extremely limited when it comes to Bedrock related things. So, good luck. Good fuck. Oh well, I mean, realistically, it's not that bad, but like, I know plenty of people play Bedrock and can do quite well for themselves. Just that I still pity you because you are not using Java. You don't have the the luxuries that Java provides. And I know it's a luxury, especially nowadays. Can't be helped, I guess. Complain until Mojang adds some sort of world edit-esque thing to Bedrock. Imagine playing on Bedrock. I know, right? Couldn't be me. Most certainly couldn't be me. And I'm not even saying that ironically. Like, no, I will quit this game before I go to Bedrock. I'll play Vintage Story or some shit. Bedrock clients, hack clients. Yeah, that's a good point. There are Bedrock versions on a computer. So it's not even like there's no way to use a hacked client. It's just that none of those are going to be useful for building, I don't believe. I don't know, I could be wrong. I've not seen what hack clients in Bedrock are capable of. I've heard rumors, I've heard stories, but I've never actually seen. Okay. Now then, back to... Oh, bye, Ness. Take care. Ah. Xbox, PlayStation can't run programs to handle all that. Yeah, I guess not. Oh, well. Didn't I drop a bunch of blocks down there, or did I get them? I forget. Oh, well. Okay, lighting time. I'll use the skulk veins too. Okay. I'm actually going to make it 2 blocks out. There we go. Okay. So the idea is I want to make this a sort of backdrop where from whatever angle you may view this back wall from, you'll not actually be able to see how far back it goes. Just because I like how that effect looks. And then I'll light this uppermost area. When will this video be out? Whenever it comes out. I don't have a date or a time for you, man. I'm deciding to get it out now, or to get the raw footage and shit for it now, so that I'm not like... Basically, this is like hard to start, and I didn't know where to start. So I just thought, doing it on stream will actually kick my ass in gear and make me want to do it all the more. Wasn't Bedrock a Microsoft decision? I guess. As far as I'm aware. I think another big tip would be make sure to add personal flair. Make it feel more unique. It's like you and your planes. Yeah, add a personal flair of some sort. Yeah, personal touches are important. Ooh, I like how that looks. Yeah, way better than just, boo, empty. Personal flair, however, I'm not going to say that's a bad suggestion. I want to say I've kind of already gotten that in one of these. I mean, I guess personal flair is implied, isn't it? I don't know. Yeah, I guess not. Yeah, put in your own personal flair. Make sure to add your own personal flair and your own personal touches. It'll help to develop your own personal style. There we go. Urgently give Microsoft more power. Yeah, that's Bedrock. That is how the bed rocks you. You either live long enough to see... Oh, fuck, it's dark over here. Oh, it must just be barely dark enough. Okay. I'm going to have to replace those candles with some lanterns so that it is bright enough. Anyway, you either die an indie game or you live long enough to see yourself become the Bedrock. Or no, you either live long enough to... Or, fuck. You either die an indie game or you live long enough to see your bed get rocked. I don't know. Oh my god, it hatched. Fuck, why did that hatch? I thought they hatched only on moss. God damn it. That egg was supposed to be decorative, damn it. Ugh. So disappointing. What are good things to see for inspiration? Anime, video game, movies, all the above. Any place or thing that would use details and designs, anything that has fairly intricate designs. Something that really gives you a vibe, you know? Something that's really, really impressive. There are too many different sources to name, though. Too many different types of thing exist in this world. Anime, video games, manga. Funny enough, I've even begun to view what are known as settei. S-E-T-T-E-I. Settei. These are the production notes and the production materials used in the various anime that have been made over the years. These production notes often have, you know, what should various backgrounds look like? What are the details and the gizmos and knickknacks in said backgrounds? What are they supposed to be for? And so on and so forth. There are a lot of various helpful design hints and tips and things. And then another thing that I use is just Google Images. Google Images is the bomb for this. And then obviously a lot of people have things on Pinterest and the like. Yeah, those are really great sources because people love sharing whatever it is they're doing, whatever they've seen, been, wherever they've gone, etc. Like, real world pictures are a great inspiration too. Anything of note, you know, if you see a thing and it speaks to you, well, there you go. That's probably a good enough reason to use it as inspiration. Concept art. Yeah, concept art is great. Although settei is not exclusively concept art. But it's in that same vein. Concept art and settei all kind of, you know, they're two halves of the same coin, if you will. I can't reach. There we go. Oh, God. Those... Uh-oh. Oh, I can't afford to lose these skulk veins. I'm running out as it is. I'm going to have to go mine in that ancient city again. Ah, damn it. Uh-oh, my kitty wants out again. I can hear her beginning to yowl. Shut up, Ellie. Concept paragraphs? Yeah, kinda. Oftentimes, they're very rough sketches with, like, production notes of what color should be what design shape should be where. Like, usually very high-end things. Not super easy to read. Some of it's all in Japanese, you know how it is. But yeah. Yeah, I'm sure y'all can hear her. Let me go let her out. She's going to bother me until I do. Go. Okay. Now then. Step 5. Get Ellie out of the room. Yes, exactly. All right. Now, speaking of step 5, let's actually get to step 5, shall we? Okay. Ah, big swig. All right. Step 5. Lighting everything up in a unique way makes the place feel warmer and more lived in. It gives it a greater depth of character and creates a sort of unified story with how the setting itself is portrayed. So, for example, I'm going to close off this room, and you'll get to see how that all will be tied together. References, yes. You were using Fulbright at the start, so I don't need Fulbright right now. I can turn Fulbright on and off at a moment's notice. Fulbright is not necessary, but it's definitely useful. Oh, whoops. I already had torches. I need more slabs. Fulbright was just to make it easier to sculpt that aforementioned geometry. Anyway, so lighting things up in a more unique way gives your build character. It builds a story. It gives you a sort of identity. Just all throughout the build, sporadically, you will see these gaps with sculpt behind them, and that's where most of the lighting sources come from. Also, I use walls that are usually poking out of the actual wall, polished blackstone walls that are, you know, holding a soul lantern or some such. So yeah, don't be afraid to sort of make a unique experience. Okay, that ends there. This stretches over to here. One more block. Perfect. Wait a minute. Did I go down too far? I think I did. No, it's fine. But yes, lighting is one of the most crucial elements of any build. How and why it is seen will entirely depend on the lighting mechanism you use. Now you can understand why I say that it gives it a deeper identity, a sort of character all its own. Do you have Mona Lisa or Pearl Girl? Pearl Girl? I don't know what that map is. I had the Mona Lisa, but all of my old map arts got stolen by that Chinese base hunter. And thus, I do not have any map art. Well, I have map arts from other people since then, but I don't have the Mona Lisa anymore. And I don't know what Pearl Girl is, so I definitely don't have it. I'd love copies of them, though, if you're willing to part with that. If you need them, I got them. It's an older one. There you go, both bigger. Okay. How big are we talking here? for Pearl Girl. Any reason why you're not using beacons for jump boost and speed? It's a huge pain to set those up, because I have to poke holes in the ceiling. And also I'd need to put them like way far down. Although, I don't know, for some areas, like right here, I could probably put a beacon. But see, the problem is I'm going to be building over all of this. So there's going to be a ton of area that's just like... all of this empty space will be filled in with rooms and halls and doors and such. And the problem is all of that is going to obstruct beacon beams. So my next best bet is to start making beacon stuff on the outer edges. You know, go all the way down to just above bedrock, build some beacons, and then, you know, have shafts to let the lights through. And I can do that. But the problem is you're not going to have any beacon effects in here. Like where I'm floating right now, you're not going to feel any beacon stuff because it'll all be too far away. And I can't put a beacon like right here long term because then I'll have to erase it. Actually, I can't put a beacon here at all because... or wait, no. Okay, yeah, this could go through. This could have beacon beams. But still, like, I'm going to build over this area, like, eventually. Maybe one day when I'm done with all the building, I can kind of patch all that up, I guess. If that makes sense. I can ensure the beacons will have unobstructed access to the skylight. And also I'll have the room already allocated, but even then. Oh man. Well, I was afraid I would run out of skull stuff, and I did. Blech. Well, from a distance, it doesn't look so bad. I love that bubbly look, though. That looks really cool, especially how it flickers and glimmers. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh my god. Ooh, I just saw something cool in a Discord. But I'm not going to say anything, because it's special. Okay. I'm going to put... oh, that's a block too long. Nice little touch to the skulk. I like it. Yeah, I do too. New fly, baby. New crowbar build? No, I wish. I would say if it was a crowbar build. No, this is a flight method. But you gotta have future. If you don't got a bright future, then you ain't got no flight method. Okay, this area should be dark because this section's not going to be influenced by the lighting. Okay, so lighting is next. Let me get more lighting implements. Fuck, where'd I put it? There we are. I might also use two beacons. Two beacons, two tools. Yeah, we'll see. Uh-oh, what Discord? The future Discord. I just got a really amazing everyone. And normally when they at everyone in the future Discord, it's just a an update. Which is fine in of itself, but this was also a surprise. Put these here. This is going to be a very broad, tall staircase, but oh well. Did I see your name in chat on Tubi? I am that guy. Okay. Well, that's neat. I don't really look at the chat super often. Mostly I am doing my own thing, so I'm not really able to pay a whole hell of a lot of attention. But hey, you know, glad to have you here, Mr. Painter. Racist Painter, what a name. I take it Austrian Painter was taken? Or maybe too many characters? I don't know which. Okay, so all of that staircase is all dark, save for how the light trickles in there. I don't like that, but I can get rid of that. So we got the big light there. That will help to illuminate the paintings here. I'm going to put a big light segment here. Oh, it's too far away. Here we go. Oh, wow, that brightens the room terribly, but still good. No, let's put it like that. I like how much more soft the light from the soul lanterns are. The beacon's nice too, I suppose. Okay. So, that wraps up point number 5. Lighting everything up in a unique way will make the place feel warm and lived in, giving it a unique identity and character all its own. Make sure that you've carefully considered how you want your lighting to cascade through a room. Don't be afraid to experiment either. It is an inherently trial and error fueled experience till you really understand what it is you want. Yeah. Love beacons as detailing? Yes, they're a great light source. They look cool too. You wouldn't think it would be something that would, you know, like it's a box within a box, but honestly, that's pretty neat. Okay. And so that brings me to my next important bit. Small detailing. So let me get all my items together before I announce it. Oh, my Pyro's Bite is over there. I'm going to have to go over here. Oh, damn. I didn't expect to have a sniffer just sort of hanging out in my kitchen. There's a sniffer in my whiffer. Okay. Now, I had a bunch of potted plants. I don't know what happened to them. Maybe I used them all up? I don't remember what shulker box I put them in. Feels weird without music. I'm sorry, S-Man. Should I maybe play? Well, no, I can't. That's right. I can't corrupt the audio. So sorry. Rename the sniffer to Poncho Hamster? I don't know, man. I don't know. You haven't sent any super chats, although you are number 1. I don't know. I don't know. You want me to do something for you like that? It's asking an awful lot. For somebody with a certain number against his name, he thinks he's certainly entitled, doesn't he? Just voice narration? Well, what do you think I'm doing with this live stream? Like, I'm also recording the audio separately. And if I do that, it'll pick up the music. Yeah. Okay, well, it's doing its job. That's fine. Okay, number 6. Small details like plants or tables or chairs, etc. will make a space feel alive. Oh my god, Poncho. You're actually doing it. 9 Mexican bucks. I don't know how much money that is, but he unironically wants me to name that thing Poncho Hamster. Well, I guess I must. Okay, I have... Let me go up to my room. I have some name tags in there, I believe. Yes! Anytime I see yes in all caps, I'm immediately reminded of that one Street Fighter meme. Yes! Uh-oh, do I not have name tags? I may have to dip into my ender chest. My ender chest. Oh, shit. Nope. Ah, there we go. Mr. Withers here has a bunch. Join Discord. Join this. Join that. DB number huh? HMUU. What the hell does that mean? Buy this for the best kits. Or don't. Oh, I don't even have a... okay. I don't even have any levels. Okay. Name it Universin. Ooh, I could, but I won't. Oh, is it lowercase or uppercase? I think it's lowercase p, right? Yeah, that's how you structured it, so I'm going to go with lowercase. M. Bison, yes. Okay, lowercase it is. Good thing I already put it in that way. Bam. Done. Man, I won't lie. I kind of wish the rain was something I could have on command, just so that I could like reliably trident around. I like tridenting around. Okay, so it's the little details that matter. Little bits and bobs here and there, you know. That kind of dovetails nicely with the geometry point that I made earlier, how I, you know, little details like candles here, in this instance. Really good idea. Another great idea would be... Oh, fuck. I don't... Ooh. OBS shat itself there for a sec. Sorry about that. Minor hiccup, do not worry. Another important little detail would be something like these white pale oak buttons that I love to sprinkle around here or there. Make people think that there's redstone involved with some of these, but not always. Okay, so that's going to be a painting, so I don't want to obstruct that area. Oh, what the hell? There's a zombie there. A zombie. Oh, he's a villager. Oh, he's a green coat, though. I don't know that I want to keep him then. So... Oh, right here. Fuck me, I'm dumb. How did I not put a slab there? That explains why he kept spawning. And why we kept having skeletons and creepers and such. Secret switch. Okay, so if we're up in here... Okay, so he's right there. I don't dare get rid of him. Because villagers and zombies and such are useful. Come to me. What is it with mobs and wanting to ascend? He wishes to ascend this tower. Okay. Make a slab there. Did you enjoy your time at Aureus? Not particularly. I mean, it wasn't a bad base or anything. I just never got to really play there. So I didn't really have the time to enjoy Aureus. Here we go. All right, let's find a place to trap him where he can't escape. Oh, damn, he can't pick up items. No. J Money. Lucky you, J Money. No, not in my room. Oh yeah, the 2BTT journal updated. Isn't that nice? Okay, let's get him. Oh, I have the perfect place. And I'll go retrieve a sign to hopefully ensure his continued existence. Yeah, this is perfect. Right in here, Mr. J Money. Your right awaits. Wah. There we go. It's the perfect replacement for Larry the Endermite. I don't know when Larry the Endermite got killed, but you know. Hey, let's go. I know, right? Number 3. You got something good going for you. Okay, let me get a single. Let me get a sign. Would have named it Mr. Roscoe because he's brain dead. Ouch. Shots fucking fired. Do not kill J Money the zombie. Okay, thanks, bye. Yeah, I think that'll work. What times do I stream at, Alec? 8 p.m. -6 GMT. So that would be 6 hours behind the UK. So US Central Standard Time. And at 8 p.m. And then I stream in the mornings So it's 8 p.m. on Monday, Tuesday, and then at 10 a.m. on Wednesday, Thursday. That's for my Euro bros, my European friends. Those are usually more helpful times for some of you. And then 8 p.m. again on Friday. Thank you for choosing you. You feel honored. Good, good, good. Sister Costco? What? The fuck does Sister Costco mean? Mr. Roscoe? Is that what you were riffing on? Whatever. Makes about as much sense as anything, I guess. Okay. I can break those to use them as map art sites or map art spots. I could put like a 2x2 map art there. You know, something like that. We'll see. Do that to sort of flank the entranceway here. And speaking of, do not kill Poncho Hamster the Sniffer. I won't. Oh, shit. That was an accident. Why would I kill the Sniffer? I'd relocate him, probably. But right now, no, I'm not going to kill him. Why on earth would I do that? Why would you even accuse me of that? Ugh. Some people, I tell you. Okay. So this is our detailing here. I'm probably not going to put anything on this wall, but you never know. I'm going to change it up just a tiny bit. Give me some small candles here. I guess that's fine. I don't know. I'm tempted to bump this up a block and then put the candles, a larger cluster of candles over here. You didn't write him a sign, so? The zombies are hostile mobs, you idiot. Use your brain. You have to warn people to not kill a zombie if you want to keep the zombie around, but you're not going to have to warn people to not kill a sniffer. People don't tend to kill sniffers. I feel like you have a critical lack of common sense sometimes, Arthur. And I don't even mean that to be mean. Just that's an observation I've had. There is a distinct lack of common sense with some things. You feel certain things will happen that defy logic. Whoops, not there. There has been a sniffer holocaust recently. What? Bro, what? What you talking about? I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm genuinely not even sure that's a thing, but okay. I'll take your word for it or whatever. In Minecraft, I kill armadillos just for fun. I've not actually seen an armadillo yet. Whoa, wait, that just occurred to me. I made tons of fun of it last year when it was announced or whatever. Or was that the year before? No, it was the year before. Oh shit, it was in 2023 when that little bastard won the mob vote. The final mob vote. Or was that 2022? And oh my god, I may be very behind. But still, yeah, like you can kill stuff for fun, I guess, but that doesn't mean everybody else will. I don't know. You're free to do whatever, I suppose. But I'm not going to kill it, so again, why would you assume? Okay, map art in the corner there. Just for fun and for wolves. What, like the wolves need you to kill armadillos? Armadillo, racist. In the 112.2, illness is still lingering strong. What do you mean the 112.2 illness is lingering strong? What? What illness? I have no idea what you're referring to, dude. Illness. I'm just gonna put 2. Shit nuggets. There we go. Nope. Wrong one. How many steps? 10. We're not to the next step yet. Although the next step is not actually relevant to this, but yeah. We were stuck for so long that we were still missing things added since. No, actually, we're not. We're not. The only thing we're missing is the newest stuff, which is 121. We're on 4, so it'd be 5, 6, and 7. So we'll probably get 121.7 as like the next update. Or maybe even 121.8. I really don't know what they're going to fucking do at this point. But, yeah, we're not really missing anything from 112 or beyond. Like, we're just missing the most recent new stuff. I just forgot the armadillo is in the game now because I'm not in a place where you'd find armadillos super often. Okay. Next. I think this room is more or less good, actually. I mean, us as single players? No? No, that doesn't include me. Yes. No. Whatever. Anyway. Armor stands and creative block choices fill this purpose. Okay, so this is always more interesting than an empty space. As for armor stands in here, I don't really have a good armor stand design that isn't just displaying armor or an item. Hey, hello, Tianu and Warpath. Welcome. I don't have a good idea for an armor stand, but I do kind of want something or another in these areas, but we'll get to that. What IRL animal would I add without... You would add monkeys? Probably lions. Some sort of a hostile mob to the savannah. Make you think twice before running around unarmed in a savannah. And if you get a savannah spawn, heaven help you. Snakes. Ooh. Good idea. Snakes are not bad. Then we can all do our famous, the famous meme of snake. Snake! Snake! Okay. I believe that'll do for this room. Okay, so number 7, we actually kind of already started with number 7 in a weird sort of way. Start with a generalized shape of the build and then refine it down with smaller details. I will use some screenshots here to illustrate what I mean. How you start with this applies more to the outside of the base than the inside. But you start with a general shape. And then you just go down from there. When you saw me making this room, you saw me starting with an outline, you know, covering this sort of outer wall, building it up. I started with a generalized shape, and then I started carving detail into it. You can kind of blend some steps together. You don't necessarily have to hit them in not alphabetical order, numerical order. You don't have to necessarily hit these in numerical order, but maybe figuring out what steps to use and in what order is the challenge, and then blending them accordingly. Add an animal that updates the end. And then number 8 is also not super relevant, but not for this room, but certainly for the build as a whole, it could be relevant. And that is sketching out your ideas digitally or on paper will help bring your ideas to life far more readily. If you have the ability to artistically capture the feeling of what you're going for, so let me turn all that off for a sec so you can't see. I'll turn on the shaders too. So if you can, in your mind's eye, capture an idea similar to this and then scrawl it out on paper, digital, physical, doesn't matter. And then you can use that as a way to, you know, be a guidepost or a sort of, it's a good way to get rough ideas out of your mind and then give them a form, you know, give them a name, give them a thing, give it a goal for you to hit. I suggest you watch Constantium episode 3, the box castle skeleton made with cobblestone outline. Yeah. Build looks sick. Thank you, TNO. They need sharks? Ooh. I mean, I guess. I don't know. I'm not super worried about sharks. Okay. So you get the idea. This is what this room looks like in shader vision. It's pretty good. I like how it turned out. I will have to go and grab more skulk. Specifically the skulk vein. And also the skulk block, because I'm going to start using more and more of that. And I've only got like 2 shulkers left. Or 3 shulkers left. So at a certain point, you know, that's going to become an issue. And then lastly, numbers 9 and 10. I'm not going to lie. This is kind of all one point. I was kind of running out of ideas at this point. So you can truncate these down to 1 point or merge the two. Number 9 and 10. Determination and drive will what see your build to fruition. In other words, don't give up just because you got griefed or because people figured out where you lived or people stole your stash or whatever. Don't give up just because you have setbacks. You know, your determination and your drive will be the thing that sees you to completion. And so never give up. Trust your instincts. And that's it. That's my 10-point process. Obviously, you can shorten that down to 9 points if you so wish. But yeah, never give up, trust your instincts. That was number 10. Number 9, determination and drive are what will see your build to fruition. So yeah, I hope that I've been able to cobble together this room in a reasonably convincing manner to kind of give you a good stepping stone to figuring out where you want to take your rooms and your places and your builds. Because it all starts big for me, and then I whittle down to the smaller details. And even for a tiny-ish room, I mean, this isn't a big, big room, but it's not a very... maybe it's a small room. Maybe it's a medium-sized room, depending on your perspective. But I will say that starting with the outline, starting with the general kind of vibe and the general shape of it all, you know, and then working down to the smaller, finer details, that is the best way to really give you a good shot at completing your stuff. And then you just sort of do this all again for the next room. And the next room, and the next room, and the next room. And you can see how I have a giant sequence of rooms that are all basically interconnected now. You know, that's how I got my kitchen done. That's how I got, this is supposed to be a dining room, open area. I may just go ahead and do that for the rest of the build. Okay, yeah, these are just building blocks that are worthless now for the next leg of the build, which is making that dining room. Okay. So yeah, I'll do an outro or some such. I'll probably record that separately, but that's basically where the video, the content, the meat of the video is basically done. So that'll be that. Let me go ahead and put, there it is. Had to find the music. So yeah, I think that'll be a good video. Very helpful. Thanks, brother. You're very welcome, Tianu. Let me know if you want those maps. Oh, yeah. I'm going to have to get those eventually, aren't I? Okay. One small annoyance. I don't know where my remaining pots and my remaining decorative pots went. I don't know if I put them in a shulker somewhere. I've got a few shulkers down here. Yeah, I must have put them down in there. Moving map art sucks. It's not as bad anymore. We have bundles now. It's not perfect, but you know. I'm not going to lie, it was a lot more troublesome than it used to be. So we got off lucky in that regard. I'm just going to make a hole here. There's some lapis. There they are. My pots. Yeah, I've only got one more shulker, 2 full shulkers and a little bit left of skulk. This is all regular blackstone. Yeah. Okay. That'll work. Imagine moving that much art before shulkers. Oh my god. Well, to be fair, map art was really not a thing prior to shulkers. It kind of was, but it kind of wasn't. It was important. Map art was unique. But we got shulkers right at about the time map arts really began to pop off. Also, there was a big map art color overhaul. A lot of dynamic colors were added to map art, or to the map display system. So we ended up getting a bunch of extra stuff that you would otherwise not have had. Oh, just gonna take that. Okay, so let's get some spruce and some dark oak. I want a table. I want a table right in here. But I want this to be more of an eating table and less of a Japanese sit in the Seiza position type table. That would be a table like this one in the middle of this room. Although, I don't know, that is still... Well, no, you're meant to sit in like a comfy kind of position, so that's not really for dining necessarily. Fuck it, I'm just gonna have to make a crafting table. Well, looky here, Poncho Hamster wants to join us. Ooh. I might have to make a little pen for him. From like beta 1.6 when maps got made all the way to 1.7, it had the same bad colors and the same bad formatting. Ah. Map formatting was terrible prior to 1.7. Okay. Yeah, I guess we'll just make some trapdoors. Oh. I didn't realize that it would be something more like that. Okay. Man, I really wish we had a woodcutter. Would that not be super based to have a woodcutter or a sawmill block? And then have a villager that buys and sells wooden products. Oh. Actually, wait. I don't think I need... God damn it, I knew that would happen. I don't think I need... Yeah, I don't need it that way. I can... plunk them down like so. Ah. Now then, will Poncho Hamster the Sniffer be in the video? I mean, I guess. I'm taking replay mod footage right now, so I don't see why not. But that depends on if I even come over here. We'll see. I'm not concerned about it because he's not the point of the video. This sniffer happened to just sort of be here. Poncho Sniffer. Maybe I should have called him Poncho Sniffer. Sniffer Hamster. Okay, so where can I get away with putting this table? I feel like moving it 2 blocks this way is a better idea. Shite. Yeah, that'll do. Actually, let's use some trapdoors as a... Whoops. Building material for that. Yeah, because this is the kitchen. Yeah, something like that. They'll have little sitting chairs. Whoops. Did it backwards. that works. More or less, that works. It's weird. I simultaneously feel it's longer than it should be, but it's also too short. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to put it back a little bit more. Oh my god, I made pressure plates. Fuck. How could I have made that mistake? Good job, save up enough to get a laptop PC in Minecraft. Was thinking of joining GPT, but I don't know how bad the server would get by the time you get on there. I don't think the server is going to get any worse. Like, I'm pretty sure the server is going to stay more or less the same, dude. I don't know. I've got to do something with him. And then maybe have a lounge area over in this area, perhaps. Yeah, I think that'll do. Oh, that's right. I wanted to, keep that there. I'm just going to get rid of these. They're worthless. I needed 3 more oak plank stairs. Yeah, I wouldn't hesitate, man. But I wouldn't worry either. 2B2T is probably still going to be here, and I doubt it's going to get worse. I doubt it's really going to change at all, to be honest. And I don't mean it can't change, just that I don't see anything happening. I'm not worried about it. Neither should you be. There we go. Wanted to get 3 more there to sort of help frame out that area. GPT is never going away unless its server dies or Mojang finally says it's enough. Yeah, that seems to be that's my opinion of it. We'll see if it ends up being true or not. Ah. Huh? Oh, those are those pressure plates. Okay. I thought the sniffer shat out an egg or something. Or plopped a thing there. Now, Mr. Sniffer likes to play around in the kitchen, especially in the... Oh, damn it. He's going to keep pressing that. I don't know. Maybe that's fine. Maybe that's fine. Oh, that reminds me. One last little thing I wanted to put. Put a thing there. Oh, I can't put one there. Damn it. Gotta put it there. That's like a cup or something up on a... Oh, no, that's gonna keep messing with that. Ooh, that's annoying. Okay, we gotta stop that. Can't put that anywhere, really. Because now Mr. Hamster is going to keep crawling around, and... I guess that's just another type of cutting board. Whatever. Ooh. Goes there. There we go. Got some drinks. Got some plates. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's... You step on that and it immediately breaks itself. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to put him somewhere else. Shite. Ah, shite. Ah, dang it. Ah, dang it. Okay. Is it possible to put him in here in a way that he can't leave? So that he'll stay in the kitchen. I kind of like the idea of a giant sniffer roaming around in this kitchen. Just kind of in general helping out, you know? He's not fully grown yet is the thing, so he may or may not ever get to a point where he'll be incapable of leaving. Like, his hitbox will get really big whenever he grows. God, I hate how they jump up stuff. I wish they didn't jump up stuff. That would help so much. Oh well. I wonder if they'd be willing to fill a data center worth of chunks. Yeah, probably. If people are paying money for it, I don't see why not. Don't let the sniffer suffocate into the wall when he grows. I don't even know when that'll happen. Helper sniffer. Yeah, like how some big dogs are like really bad about wandering around their owners' kitchens while they're trying to cook. Knowing full well they are just there to snag free food or get something that the owner may end up dropping on the floor or whatever. Okay, go over there. No. Alright, so for now, I'm just going to leave that like this. I wanted to have this be a secret 3x3 door. I'm not entirely sold on the idea, but I'm not against it either. Because, like, there's a little compartment under the staircase. But the staircase itself, you know, just kind of takes up space. Oh, I must have put all that downstairs. Yeah, these are all banner materials because I'm going to make more banners eventually. So yeah, I could totally make this a 3x3 door. I don't know if I have enough room on this edge though. I mean, I can like move this tiny section of wall out and then do a 3x3 door here. And then this just sort of goes off to some secret passage or something. And then you have to like spot the button. Do I have... No, I don't have an oak button. So I could put like an oak button somewhere on this wall or somewhere up here. And you would need to just know that that's there. And then I press that button and the whole 3x3 opens up. That'd be cool. I'm not saying you deserve to get grief, but are you done with the exterior of the base? Kind of. The exterior is more or less finished. This will be escape the jack rooms too. The interiors are going to be... It's going to be a while. I've got a lot of interior to do. And I'm only really starting on this half. I've still got this entire other half to tackle. There's a lot of open space here. What are you referring to, bark, bark, bark? You're not saying I deserve to get griefed, but what? Hey, Jack, what do you think about the newest E-Fly bypass? Ah, damn it. People are talking about that already. I haven't seen the videos that I've been linked on it yet. I got pinged in the future Discord regarding that. It's interesting. It's very interesting. As for what it will entail, I don't think it'll stick around. Because, you know, these types of exploits tend to get patched really quick. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, fuck. But yeah, bark, bark, bark. What are you implying here? What? Come and elaborate on your thought process. 7 kilometer an hour? Yeah. Yeah. Needs to be bypassed? You mean patched? Oh, that also goes back with me. You don't have a good explanation there, do you? I don't know. Okay. Did I see rocket control? Yeah, I've heard of rocket control. EastAlpha can semi-creative mode fly using that. Maybe it was karma for something? For what? Like, if you have a thing in mind, I'm all ears. Bad things happening to people. Does anyone care about the wars in the world? How is that bad karma? No, I don't care about the wars in the world because they're not my concern. Like, the various wars going on in the world is generally not my concern. Like, I can't do anything about any of those. But neither can you. See, that's kind of a fallacy. Okay, a lot of people over the last several decades have kind of spun this lie. And a lot of young people are especially vulnerable to it. They have taught people that they can change the world when they really kind of can't. Oh shit, where did all my terracotta go? Oh, I remember where I put it now. I'm getting forgetful now. Anyway, yeah, they teach people that because you can change the world or whatever, and you can't, but they've convinced you of that, they get to then simultaneously teach you that you are unable to do anything, even though... sorry. My thoughts are scattered. Okay. So there's this undercurrent of you can change the world that has been going on the last 30 or so years. And so simultaneously they can convince you that because you can change the world, you know, everybody can do their part, right? You're responsible for not being able to change something, right? Wars going on in Palestine, wars going on in Ukraine, wherever, right? And because you actually can't change the world, because you've been lied to, it's very easy to fool yourself into thinking, well, you know, you didn't do such and such, or somebody didn't do this or that, or said the wrong thing, or whatever. And so it's easy to assign blame when it's really not possible to do what you seem to think it is. You're not really capable of changing the world in the way you've been taught you now. Everyone does their part to maintain the machine. Kind of, but there's no alternative existence. I mean, I guess you can go live off the grid or something. Go live in a log cabin somewhere. But, like, that's your alternative, really. You change the world if you got enough money. Well, that's the problem. You'll never have enough money. Your average person will never see the level of riches and stuff that you would need to have to get to that point. And your average person will almost always never have the connections, because it's also a lot about connections. Your average person just won't be able to do that. It's easy to assume you should, but no, in reality, life doesn't work that way. If the world was so easy to change, there would be no starving, there would be no disease, there would be no poor. Because if you were one such person, well, then all you'd have to do is change your circumstances. It's that simple, right? But in truth, no, it actually isn't. It's much harder to change the things around you than people would like to believe. And so we've kind of fooled ourselves into believing we're better than we really are. And the byproduct of that is, well, if you're not changing the world, or if you're not trying, then you're the problem. You're evil. But that's not how it works. Your average person's just trying to get by. They're just trying to live their lives because, for the most part, you only have so much time, energy, and money. And you will only have so much time, energy, and money throughout your whole life. So what do you spend it on? Do you spend it on your friends and family? Do you spend it on trying to chase your dreams? Do you spend it on some cause that was told to you by your, the people who helped raise you? Do you spend it on a cause that may never pan out? There is something of a fair trade-off that you have to have. You have to make a judgment evaluation on whether or not your time and money and effort is spent on things that are not in your service of your dreams or are in the service of someone else's. So if you say, I don't really care about all the wars going on in X place or at X time, that doesn't make you a bad person. That doesn't mean anything. That just means you have chosen to value other things that you actually could potentially change or influence. Because realistically, you should be trying to change your circumstances as best you can, but there are a lot of value judgments we have to make in doing so. It's not a simple calculation. And I don't think there's a right or a wrong answer to it either. There are a lot of people that would have you, wringing your hands over not thinking about or not doing X, Y, Z, whatever. But in truth, you're but one person. You are mortal. You can't really change the world. Not like they would lead you to believe, because if you could, well, I don't think there'd be any rich or powerful people either, because we'd all be equal. But there's inequality. There are differences of opinions. There's differing, this, that, the other. And that is entirely how the world is. You really can't do much about that. You're just going to have to kind of accept that things are unfair, and, well, such is life in the zone, as they say. I'm just going to throw together a really neat banner just for the fun of it. I can't tell which one is the top. No, this one must be the bottom gradient. The gradient from the lower half. Okay. All right. I'm trying to make a bamboo scene. Something like bamboo in the... Ooh, that looks good too, actually. I could do dirt poor but be best friends with Elon Musk. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That's not very likely, but sure. His job was leeching off rich people. Good point. Very good point. Damn it. I like making these. These are therapeutic. Because I wanted a some sort of a banner scene going across this wall. And then I'll put something in the middle here. I don't know what yet. Oh, wow. Everybody is popping off about this fly bypass. Good grief. Okay, well. Oh, wow. That's beautiful. Right. Okay, so I've gotten more or less all that I want done for the moment. I might just Bob Ross it up tomorrow. I don't know. 3. So I got 3 banners I've got to design here. I should have chosen a material that I could just pop something on. Bob Ross it up, as in make banners for just like, for the fun of it, you know? Like this banner series. I have no idea what I was really doing. I was just doing it. But it turns out, these banners look like eyes? Not really. Like, I guess they're kind of eye-shaped, but they're really meant to be like... They're really kind of meant to just be the sides of a building or something. This way, do that. One for the left, one for the right. I hate how that doesn't show up super well. Yeah, I feel like banner patterns could be better. Okay, so we got gray bit, 1, 2 paleys. That's 3, so that's 4. Yeah, so I have just enough. Perfect. Just enough stuff to do 2 more there. Kind of help. Oh, son of a bitch. I keep stepping on these. I am so bad. Maybe have this be a castle gate we're looking at? I don't know. Need more banner options? Yes, I would love that. Sea Spire banner? No, I'm not making that. Have I already used the new trial chamber banners? Yes, I have, but they're not really inspiring. I don't believe I've had... Like, the one problem with banners is that you only have 6 options. So you have to make whatever you're making in 6. So if you can't make whatever pattern it is you want to make in 6 patterns, you're not making it. So already it feels very... I don't know. Could be better. This, that, that. And then I'll make a singular red roundel. And then we'll have a gray bit in the center. Oh my god, this interface is also really annoying. I can't tell. Yeah, that'll work. I can't tell which is which. Like, I wish these things would have, like, names or something on the tooltips. Ah, fuck. There we go. Ooh, that looks good. Not bad for something I just free-handed. I could maybe even do another 5 on the top to kind of fill out more of the image. Or maybe something on the bottom, below him. Everything is AI, even Jack is AI. Shut up, I'm not AI. Good art, ocean is the bottom. I guess? I don't know, I haven't really decided what I want this to be. That's the rising sun, I know that. The red dot's always the rising sun. Put a map on a banner. Ooh, that's a great idea, Kangrok. We need flags and larger banners. I still say that the one thing that absolutely must happen are better and more in-depth banner pattern choices. Those would go a long way. Something like this, maybe. Can't decide if I want to do it conjoined. I mean, it's a little uninspiring, but I do have an idea. Let's put a gray bit here and here. That gives us like maximum coverage. Have I seen the Buildstone flag that moves with honey and redstone? Not really. I don't particularly know what you're talking about, J-Money, but if you can, shoot me a link or something to that. That sounds cool. How far do you think you should go to build? As far as you're comfortable. If you understand how to hide a base, as far as you're comfortable. Damn it. I can't fucking walk on this table without breaking all of my things. Oh well. Yeah, that turned out real well, actually. If only I could do more detailed, intricate little things. Like, yeah, putting a map art on a banner would be great. We need something like that. Jack, did you develop that arched up back gaming posture after playing 2B2T for 10 years? I mean, kind of. Stream until the sniffer grows up. Dude, you have floor. Why are you walking on the table? Because the table's in the way. It's the most direct route. Like, it is literally just the most direct route to what I wanted to do. Where is the old sniffer anyway? There he is. Maybe I should lead him outside. Or perhaps leash him in this area. $100K is enough for Mega Pace? I guess so. Put a link to it in the build inspiration. Good, thank you. Add the bits and chisels mod as a feature. God, that would be so good. But they've already officially stated they will do no such thing. Which is just as well. Bizzles and chits would be great, but realistically, they're not going to. They're not gonna add anything fun like that, man. Also, they've openly stated that it goes against their design philosophy or whatever. I guess. Whatever. Okay. Let's try the flower charge. No, I think I want it to be... Hey! Holy shit, he grew up! Right in front of my eyes. Wow. Anyway, I wanted it to have... sort of like an ocean-y... ocean waves effect. Because when Pancho said it's the ocean... well, he might just be right. Yeah, that'll do. Roll these back in there. Oop. There isn't really a good way to do it beyond that, but I kind of like that. They grow up so fast. Well, it took 20 minutes. I don't know when he hatched, but he had to have hatched, like, very shortly after I, started stream. No idea where he'll go, though. Mobs are attracted to higher and taller areas, so maybe he'll climb up all the stairs. I don't know. I get that, but I don't see how vertical slabs goes against their rules. Yeah, it's because they're stupid. That's why. The people running the show are retarded. Yeah. Oh well, what can you do? Such is life in the bone. I'm going to put 2. If I have the spare space, I'm going to put... no. Damn it! I don't. Oh well. These ukiyo-e banners are just at their limit. Oh well, that still looks good. So yeah, I'm going to call it there for now. Mojang excuses... excuses, you mean? Or no, excuses are just, we don't want to do it, there's no good reason behind it, yeah. When is spawn stream? I don't know. Probably never. I don't go to spawn on stream for good reason. I'll get mobbed. But yeah, I like how much we got done today, you know? We got this one area connected up. We got a nice little entranceway here. I'm going to figure out some map arts to put over here eventually. I think they'll look good. Maybe some smaller map art to put over here. No. Mogged? Yeah, I mean, I'm aware. I don't care. I'm just not going to do it. What does mogged even mean in this context? And I said mobbed, not mogged. Oh. Ooh, maybe I can trap him in a room. Yeah, well, he's just going to get in the way, I bet. It is a Zoomer slang, I know. Yeah. Where were we? Mogged at 2B2T end spawn. I don't know how he escaped with the chorus fruit without dying. End spawn? What are you talking about? I haven't been to end spawn in over a year. You ever worry you're going to expose your base location? I mean, a little, but not that much. Oh yeah, the journal updated. I wanted to read this before I end stream. Oh, Dr. Donut. Is that what you're referring to? I was not there. I was not physically there. I was only in the call. Yeah, Vincent and Donut went into the end, but I did not. Okay. For the past month, Nether Highway's been under attack. These griefers claim that 2B2T is too easy and lacks any real challenge. Many accuse them of being attention seekers. One responded saying, "Clout isn't my goal. Waking the server up is." The Highway Workers Union has responded by simply saying, "Thanks for your Obsidian donations." The Highway Workers Union remains committed to keeping the highways as well maintained as possible. If you have a story, message Redscope404 or join this Discord. Dr. Debt? Okay. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but alright. And yeah. Send a story? I already did. I can't send another. Okay, so, at any rate, we got a decent amount of stuff kind of tacked up. I don't know that there's anything more to do in here except finish that drain. There's a fair bit of stuff here I think I could do, though. When I'm going to finish the base, I have no clue, man. How does one join the Highway Workers Union? Find their Discord and join it. I wouldn't personally know. But I'm sure there are plenty of options. Yeah. So actually, I think I'm gonna have to go and get sculk veins from that ancient city. Hello, Azertex. You're a few seconds too late. I'm so sorry. You all have a great night, though. I will catch you all tomorrow morning for more 2P2T adventures. Whatever else it is I go on to do. You all have a great night, and I'll eventually, hopefully by the end of the month, have that video done. Thank you all those who gave me some measure of your personal, pointers and such. And apart from that, goodbye. Have a good night. Stay safe. And good luck.